welcome back from that music break. If you're just joining us, you're right on time. I mean, this is Lunch Mix, of course. This is where we talk about relatable topics, and we sprinkle a little bit of entertainment just to spice up your afternoon. I have a guest with me. Yes, my name is Mrs. Sampson, and Denola is somewhere, chilling or whatever. I don't even care. I have a guest in the house, and today's topic is a topic I really like. I just love it, right? And the topic is paying attention to red flags in a relationship. I won't be doing this alone. I already said that. I will be doing it with Mr. Lawrence Atsegamhe. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, I got that right.
At least 90%.
90. Oh, okay. Give me the 100%. Let me see.
Of course. Atsegamhe is the name.
Atsegamhe.
Yeah,
all right.
Lawrence Atsegamhe.
Okay. So, welcome on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. So, can you just, introduce yourself a little bit because of our people?
Okay, all right. My name is Lawrence Atsegamhe, and I'm a relationship coach, a marriage counselor. I'm married to one wife, and we are happily married. God's glory.
All right.
I'm a businessman also.
All right.
So, any other thing you want to know about me?
Thank you so much. Okay, so the topic is paying attention to red flags. Right. Yeah. So, before we even go deep into the topic, can you just define what red flags is? Like, what are red flags?
All right. Red flags basically are just dangerous attitude or behavior of your partner while you're still dating. So it's something that we really need to watch out for if you are not married, because a lot of people just overlook some things like that and they just go into marriage. At the end of the day, they'll start blaming maybe their village people or their friends or people that connected them together to get married and all that. So red flag is just dangerous habits of people before they get into marriage. So we actually need to watch out for that.
Okay. So why should I pay attention to red flags?
One of the reasons why you have to pay attention to red flag is because I always believe that marriage do not change people. Whoever somebody is before marriage, that is what will eventually amplify himself in that marriage. Meaning, if you have a boyfriend, for example, that slaps you maybe occasionally, those slaps might just be maybe once in a week or twice in a month, depending on how you normally see or meet. But as the moment you are now married, you are now together, so you see every day, every now and then. So be rest assured that the slap is going to increase from 2 in a month to probably 4 or 5 or 7 in a month. So what that means is marriage do not change people. Who you are before marriage is what will amplify itself in marriage, and those are red flags. So one of the reasons why you have to pay attention to red flag before marriage, so you can have a healthy marriage.
Okay. So why do people go from all dovey, cute couples, they just switch to sworn enemies? Like, I just wonder why that very fast, and it'd be like
that is before marriage. You see people, even you that is married, you like, God, I wish my marriage is like this.
Exactly.
And after a while, you just discover that, man, what is the missing link? Something must have gone wrong somewhere. I think sometimes it's just unrealistic expectation is one of the reasons why it happens that way. Unrealistic expectation in the sense that when you are expecting that your partner, in quote, is a perfect person in this particular area, not giving them the opportunity to learn and relearn and work on themselves and make mistakes. What you are expecting, at the end of the day, you'll be disappointed, because you are not getting married to an angel, in quotes. You are not getting married to Jesus or Holy Spirit. You are getting married to a human being. A human being that came from a different background, ideology about life, different family, different thing entirely, and you are coming together. So there should be room for mistake making, and there should be room for correction, and there should be room to learn and unlearn. So most time when people expect so much, you will definitely be disappointed, because you are dealing with another human being that is not perfect in that sense. But most times people just feel, so long I know him, I know her before we get married, and he's perfect, so to say, in this area. So I just believe everything will be fine. It's not like that, because we are human, we are all learning. So even my parents, as old as they are still, there are sometimes my mom will call me and say, call your papa and talk to Ramo. Why? Is simply because we are human beings. We are all learning. Yeah. We are all work in progress. So people's expectation, when it's that high, at the end of the day, it will be cut short and there will be disappointment. Somebody will just like, I'm done with this marriage.
Is it because while they were dating, the partner was not true to her or him or in that relationship? So I think maybe is that why the partner will expect so much from the spouse?
Okay, yeah. The truth of the matter is sometimes that can be the reason, because people pretend a lot before marriage. As a matter of fact, I sometimes do not even want to say people pretend, because that is a general word. Yeah. Because I believe who you are before marriage is what will definitely amplify itself in marriage. Take for instance, we are dating. You know, you want to be at your best to see me whenever you want to see me. I want to be at my best, right? So at that point, you are not pretending. You just want to be at your best. Now, if your best is not enough in that relationship, it's going to show up in marriage. So sometimes people do not really pretend in that sense, but that is who they are. Just that you have limited time to know them.
Oh, okay.
By the time you now get into marriage, you now look like, something has happened though. This is not the person I used to know. The person you used to know was the person you used to know in part-time, not in full-time. So by the time you're not married, you're now like, so this guy, when you wake up in the morning, this is what oozes out of your body. I don't know. I know. Right. I used to perceive something very nice whenever we meet. It's simply because that person has to be at his or her best. Although there are people that still pretend I want to show off. Because most times some ladies want to be told sweet nonsense. I'm sorry to say. You just want to hear the sweet things. Yes, this is who I am. I'm this and that. I work so place. I'm a big boy. Just to say yes to me. So sometimes it might be as a result of wanting to please the lady or just to be at the top of the game to have the lady. So people pretend, that I know. But beyond that, you hardly know someone in totality or to a particular measure when you are still dating until you are married. So by the time you are married, you now see the fullness of that person. It will now look as if this person has changed in that sense. That is why you say marriage do not change people. It only amplifies the true nature of a person.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so why do people ignore red flags? You know, before you say, oh, I do or so, right? Yeah. You guys dated. So maybe while dating, maybe he doesn't like come home often, or maybe he comes home very late and all. So at least you saw all of the signs and you still went ahead. So now that you're married, you now feel you want him to change, but this person is used to it already. So why do people ignore red flags? Like at that point when you were saying it, it's very easy for you to say, oh, okay, I'm not interested in this relationship because I can't cope with somebody that comes home very late. I can't cope with somebody that drinks and all of that. So why do you think people ignore red flags and just go straight to marriage?
Okay, one of the reasons why people ignore red flag is rooted in what we call wrong reasons for relationship or marriage. That is one of them. Take for instance, you have a lady that has friends, a couple of friends around her, her mate, her colleague, almost all of them are married. And she has bought a lot of ashwebi. And she needs somebody to buy for her too. You know, that is one wrong reason for marriage or relationship. Now, the guy probably he drinks. She doesn't drink, as she doesn't like people that drinks, but simply because she wants to be among the misses instead of miss. Right. I don't know if you're getting my point. I guess. It's a red flag, she know, but for the wrong reason, she's ignoring the red flag because she also wants to get married. Right. Because a lot of her friends are married. Okay. You get the point. That is number one. Another one is there are some ladies that want to get off the back of their mother. They are tired of just being around their mother, all the nagging, all everything. Yeah. And one thing is, when you get off the back of your mother, the rest are sure that you get on the back of your mother-in-law.
Oh, right. That's another thing. Okay, let's just hold it there.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let's go on this music break. When we come back, we'll definitely continue the show. Don't go nowhere. Okay, guys, welcome back. And if you're just joining us, this is still Lunch Mix, yes. And today's topic is paying attention to red flags in a relationship. I have a guest with me, and you already know my name is Mrs. Samson. Before we went on that break, we've talked about a lot of things. Yeah, I have Mr. Lawrence here with me, and he talked about reasons why people ignore red flags. It will definitely continue from there. Okay, so Mr. Lawrence, you were saying something on the reasons why people ignore red flags. Yeah, right. And you said if people ignore red flags because they want to leave their mother and forgetting that they have mother-in-law to face. Yes. Okay, so let's just pick up from there.
All right. So basically, one of the reasons why people ignore red flag, like I said just before we went on the break, is for the ladies. They want to get off their mother's back, and at the end of the day, they'll get on their mother-in-law's back. Of course, sister-in-law and all of that. So people also want to ignore red flag, or they ignore red flag rather, simply because they want to please other people or be among other people that are married. They are set. So for the guys, most times, why some guys also ignore red flag, one of the reasons is because they just feel this lady is beautiful and I don't want to miss her, especially if she's every man's type. But the truth of the matter is, no matter how beautiful a lady is, it cannot be everybody's spec. True. So everyone have their spec. I used to tell some people, every lady cannot entice everybody. So there are some guys that just want to sleep with this lady and move on because they want to have it, tick it among their to-do list that this lady was among those that I crossed. And next, you understand? I guess. So even when the lady has probably bad character or something, they might just want to ignore. And another one is some guys, if the lady is richer than the guy might still want to ignore some red flag.
Okay, because
imagine a lady that is very rich and she's beautiful, but she lacks character, and character is everything. But the guy is like, man, where I'm coming from, don't judge. So I don't want to continue my life like that. I need somebody that will uplift my life.
And this person is.
Yes, and this person has it. But you are not getting married to an uplifter or poverty uplifter. You are getting married to somebody that you are supposed to plan your destiny together, your life together, your future together. So some guys also miss that part. They don't want to go back to where they are coming from. They already have this hooked, so they don't want this fish. It's a big fish. They don't want this fish to go off their nest and all that. So that is one of the reasons why some guys just ignore red flags. Some other times it could just be that the guy is, maybe all his younger brothers are all married. He's the first, and age is really telling on him. I know most times it's ladies that normally show much concern, attention, pay attention to age. There are some guys also just feel like, let me just marry this lady, let me just know I'm married. To avoid all this wala around you. Everybody that calls them and wishes them happy new year, the first thing they will ask is, how far, Oga? When are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? So a lot of times it's just to please other people.
So how can I spot red flags in my partner? How
to spot red flag in your partner? I think that is one of the hardest thing in a relationship, but at the same time is the simplest.
But why is it hard?
It's hard because sometimes people just get carried away with so many other things around the relationship, or in the relationship rather. Take for instance, you have a guy that spends on you and gives you a lot of attention. You might not want to even focus on the red flags.
Because I'm collecting money.
Because you feel the red flag means nothing. At least you're okay with the yellow flag. And they're okay with the blue flag. And the blue flag. Alright? So sometimes like that. But one of the easiest way to spot red flag is to first of all know yourself and know what you want for yourself. When you know yourself and you know what you want for yourself, then you know what to accept into your life and what not to accept, regardless of what people say and regardless of what you gain or get from that relationship. Just before I got married, I got to a point in my life, I was like, God, I just needed the right person. But I also needed to be the right person. Right. That is another thing. If you are, as much as you are looking for God-fearing person, bros, maybe you say fear God. That is the easiest way. So most times people just, if you ask people what kind of person do you want to marry, I need a God-fearing person, tall, dark, handsome, and naira loaded or dollar loaded, so blah 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 blah. But the question is, what are you bringing to the table too? So if you are the right person, it's easier for you to attract the right person. So most times people just blame things on their partner, ignoring themselves. Okay. So what you want, you actually attract who you are. So for you to know that this person has these red flags that is staring at you, you should be able to spot them out if you are standing on a cleaner ground. Let me just put it that way. So it's just like it's easier if you are a good person. It's easier for you to detect a bad person. If you are a good person, you have conscience, you know the right thing, you know how to do the right thing. When you see somebody doing something opposite, it's easier. But if the motive is wrong, you might not see it. That is one major problem that makes it difficult for people to spot out red flag. If the motive is wrong, even when your partner is cheating on you, you might not know, because you also have a wrong motive towards that relationship or that marriage. True.
Okay, don't you think if we focus on spotting red flags, we might miss beautiful moments? Let me just watch out and see that wrong thing that this lady will do. Let me watch out and see that wrong thing that this guy will do, right? Don't you think, maybe we might miss the beautiful moments?
That is where wisdom has to come in, because when you move all your focus on one's or your partner's wrongs, you might end up missing the right thing out. The reason is because we are all work in progress. We're all work in progress. As much as you want your partner to change or to work on themselves, you should also give them the opportunity to work on themselves. Give them just give them that opportunity to work on themselves. Nobody is perfect. We all have flaws that we are working or dealing, we are working on. So when we focus too much on those red flags, sometimes we might miss it, like you said. It's possible we might miss it because nobody is perfect, like I said. Somebody might have weakness, but the other part of him, which is the strength, is far stronger than the weakness. But when you focus too much on the negative part, which is a weakness, you might end up not getting the benefit of the beautiful part of that person's life. So as much as we want to watch out for the red flag, we shouldn't concentrate all our attention on the red flag. Also think of, most times when I counsel with couple, the first thing I want to ask them is, can you just please list at least 7 things you love about your partner? It will help you a great deal. If you are always focusing on the things you don't like, the things that are bad, the things that are not working, you might never see the ones that are good and the ones that are working. Just like we dealing with God. All we keep saying is, God is not good to me. My neighbor has car, has wife, has children, has this and that, and I don't. But if you can see that and say, count your blessings, name them one by one, it will surprise you what the Lord has done. So if we can have that at the back of your mind, it will even surprise us to see the beautiful part of our partner is even more than the angle they need to work on.
So do you think that couples should talk about red flags, just like very brief before we go?
Couple or couple to be?
Couple to be.
Okay, couple to be, of course.
To see if they can.
Yes.
Oh, really?
They should. Okay. The moment you are preparing for your marriage and you're dating, the moment you stop talking, you start touching. And the moment you start touching, you start making mistakes.
Right.
Because you won't talk what you're supposed to talk. Can you understand? Talk about the future. Talk about what you like, what you dislike. It will help a great deal. It's called proactive communication.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence. Okay, before you go, can you just drop your Instagram handle and a little advice for, couple to be.
All right. So one of the greatest advice I normally give to people is if you are into a relationship, please watch out for not just a red flag now. Know what you want for yourself and watch out for the motive that is driving you into that relationship. If the motive is right, everything will go right. If the motive is wrong, everything will go wrong. It's just a matter of time. All right. So my Instagram handle is @TalkToLawrence.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, you've heard everything. And don't forget to follow him on Instagram. Let's go on this music break. And when we come back, then allow me. Okay, guys, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.